Yes, my Server Slam Barbarian is being created right now, but yeah, we've got a ton of stuff going on around Diablo 4, you better believe it, including this one right here. Are early reviews going to be happening, or is Blizzard going to try to prevent any potential negative findings before release? We've got an answer straight from Blizzard about that one, plus a big warning about leveling and acquiring legendary aspects in the Server Slam. You can make a very big mistake. You definitely want to avoid this, plus here's a brand new farming method that will help you out as well. Also, we've got new responses from the dev team about major concerns. Looks like someone supposedly found a possible way to take advantage of the battle pass to kind of make it pay to win, but thankfully Blizzard has a firm reply about this one and offers some reassurance. But yes, let's get into the news right now, shall we? First of all, we have this right here. It says this reminder: this weekend's Server Slam is going to be to slam the servers. Yeah, so expect some problems as we go forward. Now, let's start with this question right here. It says, "Hi, Rod. Love what you've done with Gears in the past. I'm a big fan. Really looking forward to Diablo 4. Will the reviews be out for the game prior to early access date? Thanks a lot. Smiley face." And guess what? If we scroll down here, we have the answer straight from Rod Ferguson. Yes, that's all I'm allowed to say. I may have said too much. For me personally, this is great news. It goes to show that Blizzard is not going to be hiding this game from the public. They're not going to be like, hey, you know what? You can only do your reviews after the launch of the game. Whenever you see that, that's a huge red flag. So this type of transparency, to me at least, is very good news. All right, next up we have Steve Mills, who says this question: if someone does not want to play Seasons, can they still do the battle passes to unlock cosmetics? Or are they always tied to seasonal characters? And he continues saying this: I have a friend who didn't see the point of re-rolling for new season, and he was wondering if cosmetics would be available to non-seasonal characters at some point. And Rod Ferguson confirms, saying you need favor, which is generated by seasonal characters while playing. And we have another follow-up question about this as well, because it seems to be a big concern here. We have this one from Chaos Code, who says, I just wanted to make sure I'm spreading the right information. So, to get the Battle Pass cosmetics, you have to play Seasons. And Adam Fletcher of Blizzard says yes. So, Seasons and the Battle Pass and cosmetics are all tied together. You have to do Seasons to enjoy the rewards of the Battle Pass. So, there you have it. Now, mentioning the Battle Pass, there have been some controversies related to this. In fact, there was a video that I found recently. Check it out right here. It goes on to basically describe a supposed loophole in the Battle Pass where you can kind of take advantage of it and perhaps do pay-to-win mechanics. Take a listen.
But now, when I hit character level 10, down here, this person who paid $25, they immediately will get access to this. When I hit character level 20, they immediately will get access to these ashes, which means they can buy experience boost or gold boost or whatever it is that they want. When I hit character level 10 up here, I will not immediately get access to this because I need to have a level 15 battle pass first. How long does it take to get to a level 15 battle pass? I don't know. When I hit character level 20, I will not immediately have access to this because I need to have a level.
Now don't panic. Apparently this is not true, and this is not the case whatsoever, as Adam Fletcher of Blizzard did respond, clarifying the Battle Pass Ashes progression. He says, we aren't selling power. That is the philosophy of the game and the team. If anything comes up like an edge case where it would be possible, that would mean it isn't working as intended, and we would immediately resolve it, no ifs or buts about it. Furthermore, he did say this on Discord, the way the team has balanced it is that players should reach the Battle Pass tier around the same time as the level. If we find that there is some off balance, we will adjust. Never will we allow anyone to pay to win their way. That will never change. So they are very, very adamant about this not being a pay-to-win system. And if there's any exploits, they're going to patch the game immediately to ensure that that is not the case whatsoever. So that was some reassurance on the part of Adam Fletcher there. All right, so let's move on. So we have this one right here from Demetrius, who says, can you clarify, you mentioned cosmetics are class agnostic in the past to use for other characters, but it was also said there are 2 full armor sets to collect in the past. Are the 2 armors for all classes or specific to 2 classes each season? We got a great response, a very detailed response from Rod Ferguson. It says all classes, so 20 armor sets equals 2 armor sets times 2 body types times 5 classes. And we have a response saying amazing. So it seems like they're very happy about that one for sure. Now Riz has a question as well. He says, hey Rod, just checking, the battle pass costs platinum, but it also rewards platinum. Are these the same platinum? If we don't use them to buy cosmetics one season, can we use them towards buying future battle passes? Great question. And the response is yes, but it won't be enough to pay the full price, but you can certainly use it to subsidize the next battle pass. So there you have it. It looks like you might have a little bit of leftover platinum from season to season. We'll see how that goes, of course. All right, next up, we have this one right here from Gunstream5, who says, when we purchase one battle pass, will the in-game currency we earn be able to buy the next battle pass? Rod Ferguson did say this. There will be currency you can use to reduce the cost of the next season battle pass, but not enough to fully buy it outright. So yeah, you're not going to be getting like an entire battle pass for free from playing the other battle pass. Next up, we have this one from Howling Ember, who says, if I bought the Ultimate Edition, does the account battle pass is for the first season only, or is it going to be for the whole year 1 seasons? And the response is from Adam Fletcher, who says, Ultimate Edition comes with 1 accelerated battle pass for 1 season. Technically, you can use it for a different season instead of the first if you would prefer. So wow, yeah, you can actually hold on to that and pick the season you want to use it for, it seems. All right, so we have this one from Beditz, who says, hi Adam, with the cosmetics earned in the premium pass, will they be locked to the class like in Diablo Immortal, or will also unlock for all classes for your account, assuming you get the whole sets in one go and not each piece individually? Hope that makes sense. And we have the response. Adam Fletcher says, once you get to a specific armor piece on the battle pass, you'll unlock all the armor pieces for each of the 5 classes. It's why it looks like a stack of cards on the battle pass image we shared. So check that out. If you see that, that's what it means when you are on your battle pass. It's going to basically be unlocking for every single class. Now, what about Smoldering Ashes? There's been some controversy around that, of course. Well, guess what? You cannot trade Smoldering Ashes with other players. And if you need to know, once again, Smoldering Ashes are exactly, well, Smoldering Ashes are acquired going through the free track on the battle pass, and they basically give you the ability to go on ahead and purchase the seasonal blessings, which of course give you those XP boosts and that sort of thing. And that's where the concern was with pay to win, but it is very much on the free track, and there's no way to, I guess, manipulate the paid tracks to somehow obtain the Smoldering Ashes. So that's been confirmed. No pay to win. All right, so there's been some hate for the battle pass as well. Check it out. It says, so we hate the battle pass now. So first we celebrated that battle pass has 0 effect on gameplay and that it's only cosmetic. Now we hate the completely optional battle pass that's solely cosmetic because it's greedy. I mean, they could just remove cosmetics completely, but then you all cry and say you would want to be able to pay to customize the look of your character. The subreddit can and will cry about everything. Whoa, okay. I get, though, why people are concerned about a battle pass. This is not a free-to-play experience. This is a $70 game. So I do understand how people are very apprehensive about having anything like a battle pass in a $70 experience. All I have to say about the battle pass is we will see how this plays out over the next year, and then of course a couple of years down the road, and we'll see what happens. I would prefer all the loot to honestly be added in game. That's just how I am. Now we do have these battle passes, which again supposedly support the development of like the expansions that are coming up, but you can also argue, hey, we've never needed this. We've had expansions before without having this, so what's the problem? So again, it's just a big discussion. Let me know what side of the fence you are on. Would you like them to completely remove the battle pass? Or do you think, hey, it's fine, we'll see what happens? All right, so we have this one right here. This is an interesting one. Oh boy. So it says, I've never been one to vent on social media, but this is ridiculous. The amount of nerfs done right before the server slam are ridiculous. This is why I don't pre-order games. I wish I can get a refund. And Rod Ferguson replied saying, I think you can. So he isn't really too phased about it. I say try the server slam first and see the changes and see if we like them. And it's that simple. As a reminder, you got to remember that the beta was overtuned when it came to actually getting legendaries and rare items. Now we have more of a normal flow when actually getting those legendary items, which means they're going to be a lot more rare, which also means it might not be as viable to run dungeons and expect to actually farm legendaries over and over again. So we need more options. So let's take a look. There is something you can accidentally do with your, I guess you would say, primary character that can influence your alt characters in a very negative way when it comes to actually acquiring legendary aspects from the occultist. So we got to talk about it. So yeah, let's get into this right now. Check it out right here. It says Diablo 4 leveling and farming methods have changed. Now, most notably, dungeon events. The chance for an event to spawn inside of a dungeon has increased from 10 to 60%. This is extremely important. Also, they've increased the chance for a dungeon event to occur in cellars, and cellars will now consistently reward a chest upon completion, which means cellars are now more valuable for sure. Now, we have got to talk about obols and why they are so very important in the server slam and for Diablo 4 going forward. So, obols are more important than ever before. Obols can be obtained, of course, from random world events and dungeon events. Now, if a random world event is not active, you can place your portal at that event location. Go to town, and then come back to the event through your portal, and within a few tries, it should reactivate because you are now on a new server instance for that event. So what's really important about this is you're like, hey, Robbie, how do I discover where all of the events are? Can you help me out? Check it out right here. There's a cool interactive map where you can toggle on and off certain parts of the map, and I have the dungeons and events highlighted here because guess what? You're going to want to rotate between dungeon and events this time around when farming for practically everything in the game, at least in my opinion. So let's get back to this right here. It goes on to say this. Now, the reset button is no longer existing for dungeons. So how do you farm dungeons quickly? It's now wiser to run between a dungeon and an event because as confirmed by Blizzard, dungeons do reset within about 60 to 90 seconds after you complete them and exit them. So why not run the event? And you can use that map that I just showed you, by the way, to really find a dungeon and an event that is actually close together. So that should help you. Now, at the Purveyor of Curiosities, use your obols to buy gloves only. Why would you do this? Now, gloves have a chance of giving you the best legendary aspects you really want. They give you offensive and defensive aspects, plus they are the cheapest gear in that store. So that is going to really help you obtain the legendary aspects that you want. Next up, we have this one. You can then use the occultist, of course, to extract legendary aspects from the gear purchased at the Purveyor of Curiosity. This is where it gets important. And remember, the occultist is usually available after level 25, but we can get around this by completing a new, fresh dungeon. That's really important to gain access to the occultist before level 25. But for alt characters, it's wise not to complete all dungeons under your main character, as you'll lose access to the occultist on your alts during the server slam. Just note that. You need a fresh, never explored dungeon per alt character to gain access to the occultist on your alts. So yeah, you can really mess that up if you're really wanting to use the occultist as a way to experiment on getting legendary aspects. You can mess it up for your alt for sure. Of course, you can probably just store those legendary aspects in, the stash. If you do mess it up, just let you know. So that is a possibility, of course. But yeah, you definitely want the freedom to be able to, get to the occultist on whatever character you're playing as. Because remember, we can't get to level 25. We're capped out at level 20 on this one. All right, so here we go. Time to go over your top comments. Remember, leave a comment down below. It could end up in a future video. So this was what my most recent video was about right here. It says Diablo 4. This is insane. I can't believe the devs did this to the game. Massive updates. My God. They nerfed so much stuff. If you missed that video, by all means, check it out. So let's get into this right now. Now, I did leave a comment here because I know some negativity at first. I said, I think a lot of these changes will actually benefit the game in the long run. It's not all doom and gloom, of course. So just remember that. I don't want to come across as like, oh my God, this is horrible. No, I'm actually kind of excited to see what happens here. Now, Bryant Norcal says this, the last beta was testing buffs, and now we will have nerfs for the server slam. I'm sure the data collected from the betas will help balance the classes when going live. Hopefully. Though most of us hope we can actually play on day one. Yeah. I mean, we'll see. I'm actually in the server slam right now, and it's running pretty good, so I'm surprised. All right, Timothy says, the nerfs all around is insane, but I think that it will be extremely fun and challenging. But I do think that depending on the gear and items drop, you might be able to compensate for different nerfs. And I think this, the adjustments done with the patch, the nerfing, is more for the in-game, the stuff that we cannot see. So I think you are 100% right. A lot of the gear and, weapons and stuff that we will be obtaining will be the game changers. Then we have Matt who says this, nerfs across the board basically means the game just had a difficulty boost rather than tilting the playing field to one particular class or build. Considering the base difficulty was ignored by anyone who played an ARPG before, I think this is welcome news. World Tier 2 might actually be a tiny bit of a challenge. Bring it on. And I do remember that a lot of you enjoyed the Barbarian from the previous betas because it felt more challenging. So you never know. Blizzard might have been like, that's interesting. Seems like a lot of our audience wants a bit more of a challenge. Yes, I think eventually we will see godlike builds, and that's going to be very rewarding. But I do think that a lot of us do enjoy that challenge. But yeah, there it is. The latest happening around Diablo 4. I have you guys covered on all things Diablo 4 and open world gaming goodness. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more, and I will see you all next time. Take care.